Welcome back to People. I'm Shirley Lin. My guest, Aaron Berg, is a cancer survivor and a triathlete. And because he went through so much in life that he's come up with a book. And it's called It's Your Life. In fact, it's right here. So, Aaron, what made you decide to write this book? I mean, I know you went through a lot, but I could never picture myself writing a book because it's a lot of work too. But obviously, part of it, I'm sure you're thinking about sharing your life with other people so that you can make a difference in other people's lives.
Yes, you know, when after I had cancer and was able to recover with the goal of becoming a triathlete, it's a very ambitious goal. Most people thought I was crazy, including some doctors. Given my chances for survival and my health conditions at the time.
Can I interrupt a bit here?
Sure.
When you thought about or dreaming of becoming a triathlete, were you still in the hospital, recovering?
No, I was at home.
At home.
Because I was doing my immunotherapy treatments at home, which was injections that I had to inject myself with, 3 injections at a time. At home, I had to lock the door, and it made your body so sick with a high fever and chills and shaking for 5 hours, and then incredible nausea and whole body aching for about 3 days. You just almost recover, and then time for the next round of shots.
Oh.
Week in, week out for 3 months until my body was just all my muscles had atrophy, muscle atrophy, which means they shriveled up. So I hardly had any muscles. That's why I couldn't climb the stairs or walk around very well at all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you were saying that even the doctors would thought you crazy that you wanted to become a triathlete.
Yeah. Well, I knew that if I was going to survive, I had to do something drastic. But this idea of becoming a triathlete and not just surviving, but having better health, better strength and stamina than I ever had or even thought of having before, it meant that I had to learn. I had to go back. I had to start studying everything I could about health and fitness and training, and it gave me that desire and persistence to get out the door.
That was good.
To get out the door, even when I did not feel like it, but to start pushing myself. I learned how to cleanse my body from the inside out through juice fasting, through proper diet, and I learned how to train. I learned how to push myself past my limits, and then the amazing thing was that I saw my body respond. And when I saw my body start to respond to the things that I was doing, it was such a motivator, and it really helped me. So by and by, actually from the day that I decided to become a triathlete, I was nearly an invalid at that time until the first competition that I entered was 1 year and about 3 months.
Wow, you prepared yourself only for a year and 3 months.
And that just showed that the way that I was doing, the things that I was doing were really working.
Right.
The first time that I competed, I almost qualified for a trophy. The first time. The first time.
Wow. So you came
I came
place?
in 11th place.
Okay.
And the placings, the trophies went up to like the 10th place or something. I was like, just almost. I could have got so close. But of course, that was a great motivation to keep me going, to keep me, and a couple of years later, I did start to get trophies at all of these events, and it really was something for me. I did it for me, to survive, and for my family.
Yeah.
But after becoming quite successful at it, and some news got around to media or some friends.
Even abroad? Even abroad?
A little, a little.
Okay.
Then I started to realize, because so many other people with cancer started to try and contact me and ask me for help or advice. And it just seemed like for a while that almost every person I met was connected to a cancer case somehow. And I had no idea that cancer was such a prevalent problem. You know, when you're healthy, you don't think about it very much, you know. Cancer was the last thing on my mind. But after that point, it just seemed like so many people needed help and were wanting to know about my experience. So since then, in the years that followed, yes, I continued on as a triathlete, and I have won a lot of different competitions, or I place well at generally all the competitions that I've entered. And I've been very happy that God has not only helped me to regain my strength, but many times over what I used to have. And also, He's also given me a way to help other people. Because a personal experience and a personal testimony is very powerful.
Sure.
But it wasn't until so many people started asking me for help that I began to go back and really try to see exactly what it was and how it was that I did it, and turn it into something that I could share with other people.
And therefore the book.
And through these through the years since then, I've continued to fine-tune this health program. I could call it a program which I named Live Right, which is the name of my team, my sports team. Yep. And it stands for 5 rights, which I've come to understand as the 5 main topics for our health.
Right.
And
what are they?
They are eat right, exercise right, sleep right, think right, and speak right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, many health programs are particularly focused on the first 3.
Okay.
But not so many health programs will discuss the latter 2.
Right.
But I've found that you can't really have well-rounded health unless you look at it from a holistic approach. And thereby you can find the balance of life.
And talking about holistic, well, earlier on, Aaron actually demonstrated what he meant by living holistically, right? And so let's watch that video.
Before, when I